Good morning, everyone. I am Sweta Sarangi, and in your third semester, I'm going to teach you about the environmental studies. Okay, so in the previous class, we have studied about the water resources, what are the sources of water, what are what are the steps involved in our mining process, what are the mitigation process, what are the environmental effects of mining, what is flood, and what is droughts. So, due to excess rainfall, flood occurs, and due to deficiency of rainfall, then droughts occur. So, normally, uh, in India, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, etc. are suffering from high frequency of droughts. Okay, so next we are going to study about the mineral resources. Okay, so first of all, we need to know that what is mining, because we get minerals from the process of mining. So we all need to know that what is mining. So mining is the process of extracting our valuable minerals or materials from the earth's surface. That's known as our mining. Okay, so previously we have studied about what is mining and what are the steps involved in the mining process, what are the environmental effects of mining, and what are the mitigation process. So we get the minerals from the mining, and we need to know that what are the mineral resources that we are getting from it, and what are the amounts, and in our countries what are the mineral resources are present over here, and also we need to know the value of that, and uh, and we also need to control the misuse of these mineral resources, because previously I have told you that yeah, it's a non-renewable resources. That means we cannot renew it, we cannot recover it, because it takes a long period of time to produce. So we cannot recover it. If once it will finish, then we cannot uh, make it, or we cannot replace that minerals. So we need to control our uses. Okay, so what is minerals? Mineral resources, what do you mean by that? So it's normally a pure inorganic substances that occurs naturally in the earth's surface. It is also these minerals is also called as stock. That means we are restore it. The environment has already restored these resources. So minerals being the vital raw material for many basic industries plays an important role in the industrialization and overall development of nations. So generally it called as a stock, as they are non-renewable resources. Minerals are the definite chemically bonded substances created through chemical process between organic and inorganic matters present in the earth's crust. It may be solid or liquid. Okay, so since the prosperity of a nation depend upon the proper use of minerals, hence they should be conserved and should not be misused. So government should promote the research in this field of mining minerals. Okay, so the history the history of minerals, that the history is 100 years old. Iron, steel, copper, zinc, lead, gold, silver, cobalt, etc. These metals were extracted from minerals in India. But now building materials like coal, iron ore, manganese ore, gold, petroleum, natural gas, copper ore, glass sand, lead and zinc ores, chromite, rhinite, okay, magnesite, gypsum, monazite, beryl, dolomite, bauxite, etc. These are the various types of materials which are produced from minerals in India. These minerals from metals like bismuth, cadmium, graphite, platinum, tungsten, steel, silver, gold, and these are extracted are in least quantity. So we need to control it. We need to properly use these resources, because due to our misuse it will finish one day. If we want to use it in a long run, then we have to control the misuse, and we need to use its resources in a proper manner, in a proper way. Okay, so there are various types of minerals. So minerals available in earth crust can be divided into three types. Okay, first one is our metallic minerals, second one is our non metallic minerals, and third one is our mineral fuels. Okay, some other classification of minerals are also given by scientists. Okay, they are also classified as strategic and critical depending on the use and importance. So now I'm going to tell you about metallic minerals. Okay, so we need to know that, as before I said, that there is a difference between ore and mineral. Whatever we getting direct, whatever we are extracting from the earth's surface, that's called our ore. And from ore, if we are getting something or we are extracting those materials, that's called our mineral. So there is always a difference between ore and mineral. So we cannot extract metal directly from minerals. There is a difference between minerals and ores. So, therefore, for extracting metals, minerals are treated by different processes before extraction. So, metallic minerals are generally in combined state. According to availability of metals, the metallic minerals are further divided into following two categories. One is our ferrous and another one is our non-ferrous. Okay. So what do you mean by ferrous? Most common metal which is used largely in iron. Okay. Ferrous materials means the iron content is more in this material or in this mineral. So other than iron are aluminium, lead, zinc, copper, etc. All are found in rich quantities, found in native as well as in combined state. Okay, so some examples of ferrous metals are iron, aluminium, lead, zinc, etc. Okay, non metals are contaminated with these as impurities. Okay, so these are ferrous metallic minerals. Then we are going to study about the non-ferrous metallic minerals. Okay, these minerals or alloys of this type contain the metals like titanium, antimony, arsenic, beryllium, copper, zirconium, cerium, lithium, etc. These metals are costlier than preceding metals, where the iron found as an impurities. Okay, that's our non-ferrous materials. Then we are going to switch about non-metallic minerals. So what do you mean by non-metallic minerals? Minerals whose yield products are other than metals comes in this head. They are called the non-metallic minerals or non-metals. They are further divided on the basics of physical and chemical properties: graphite, pyrrolite, dolomite, quartz, kaolin, fire clay, feldspar, mica, gypsum fluoride, chrome or red ochre, limestone, borax, phosphorite, ilmenite, flint, diamond, calcite, sandstone, stones like phyllite, cyanite, limestone, ruby, sapphire. Okay, so these are the examples of our non-metallic minerals. It have non-metallic luster and it can break easily. That luster means that it has some shining properties. Okay, so the examples of non-metallic minerals are graphite, limestone, ruby, mica, diamond. Okay, these are the examples of non-metallic minerals, and it also refers to two types of rock. First one is our igneous and second one is our metamorphic rock. So now I will tell you about what is igneous rock, how igneous rock forms. How it forms? Igneous rock is one of the three main rock types. The other being the secondary, the sedimentary and metamorphic. Okay, so it is formed through the cooling and solidification of magma or lava. Okay, the magma can be derived from partial melts of existing rocks in either a plant's mantle or crust. Okay, in this way our igneous rock forms. Okay, then I will tell you about the metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks arise from the transformation of existing rock types in a process called metamorphism, which means change in form. The original rock is subjected to heat and pressure, causing profound physical or chemical change. Okay.